So you mentioned Project Home. I guess you know what my next question is going to be. Hub of Hope. All right. Well-intentioned, much needed level of support. I even put it in my latest newsletter, cutting the ribbon, the whole 9 yards. But the bottom line is that it is presenting a problem, not only for the merchants, but the Carter has now become a location that has been somewhat challenging. I mean, some of the reports that are currently happening with KYW and other, they're real. I know Councilman Greenlee first made me aware of it some time ago. In terms of revisiting, and it's obviously the investment made for the actual Hub of Hope was extensive, and we really appreciate the people that have stepped to the plate. But it's essentially moved the challenges that were at the train station, and they're now over near the MSB, where folks walk from the MSB to go to the food areas and other areas. So the bottom line is we have a problem. In terms of public property, what's our role, and what are the discussions that are being had about dealing with that challenging problem?
Sure. So public property is part of a more holistic approach to what's going on down there in the concourse in general. The Hub of Hope has been, as you said, very successful. The people that go into the hub and use it report they get tremendous services, and it's performing a very worthwhile function. And as you said, what's happening is people are congregating outside the hub and into the rest of the concourse. So we're one of a group that's working with SEPTA Transit, the police department, Department of Homeland Security within the police department to actually come up with a strategy to figure out what to do in the concourse. SEPTA has a few ideas about reconfiguring the concourse. The police department, if you've been down there lately in that area, there's been a much heavier presence down there to try to keep things moving along and try to keep things civil and whatnot. We realize it's a challenge. We're working really close with the Department of, or the Division of Health and Human Services in that group within the MDO to actually come up with a plan, this larger group to come up with a plan. But as for right now, yeah, we're on meeting and trying to figure out what to do. But right now, what's been happening is the heavier presence down there. These bathroom attendants were intended to actually stop the overflow from coming into the actual MSB itself and causing some issues. So now it's just a matter of what's being reconfigured on that other end of the concourse down where like the flower shop is and the food court and whatnot to try to get the issues that are going on down there resolved.
All right, so can you, because sometimes things need timeline, and who's in charge of it? Because at some point somebody has to be in charge.
Yeah.
So who's driving the discussion and the solution in terms of?
So the MDO is driving the
MDO's office.
train.
All right, because I know Mr. Epps was here. He was actually the one that convinced me to.
Well, you and I went down there. Remember, you and I went down there not too long ago.
All right, so the MDO's office. So can you convey to them that we'd like to get in writing what the plan of action is to address all aspects of the challenges that we face, and actually the after hours, because a lot of the issues relate to after hours, after the Hub of Hope is closed. Then there's a whole nother set of challenges down there, people selling drugs, and all that's real. I mean, smoking K2 and all the other stuff, and urinating. I mean, it's a mess. It's a hot mess down there right about now. All right, so can you convey to the MDO's office if you can get something to us in writing sooner than later?
Yep.
All right, thank you.